are all hiding.
Remember, you can purchase all of Dr. Morgan's products at her website at www.drjudymorgan.com. Now it's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
You're right, Jane. We are late today. Yeah, we're really late. I didn't realize how late it was. You know what? Everybody in this house was up from 2 o'clock until like 4 or 5 o'clock this morning. And then everybody went back to sleep. And when we woke up, it was like 7:15. And we kind of went, oh, the sun's up. Sort of. It's foggy. But just so much going on right now that we're all just, wide awake in the middle of the night. So anyway, so then by the time we got up and went out to the barn and did the horses and whatever, and I had to get blood from both of the mini horses this morning because we have to run a Coggins test on them, which is equine infectious anemia. It's spread by mosquitoes and biting flies. It's a bloodborne virus that is deadly, and we're supposed to test them once a year, and I don't think I did them last year. Anyway, so had to get blood from the kids this morning, but they were okay. They were very good. Yeah, nobody tried to kill us. That was awesome. If all miniature horses would be that good, I've done 4-H clinics with the miniature horse kids that own the miniature horses, and it's a little bit like having small dogs. Nobody ever disciplines them because they're like, well, they're small, and when their behavior gets out of hand. Yeah, so we had to draw blood and give vaccines to probably 30 miniature horses one year. We did a clinic for them out at the fairgrounds. They were the most poorly behaved. My office manager always helps me.
What was the name of that little pony over at Debbie's?
Oh, not at Debbie's, at Bonnie's farm. There was this little pony, Rosie.
Oh, Rosie.
Rosie, greatest little pony for kids to ride, but try to get blood or get anywhere near her with a needle. She gave us a run for our money. Every year. Yeah, we had to sneak up on her. She's bad. But those little minis, man, when they decide they'll just climb up you, go over you. They're bad news. Anyway, ours were very good this morning. So our dogs are the only ones that get heartworm. Cats, horses, goats. Cats rarely. It's pretty species specific, but coyotes and wild dogs certainly can. Cats occasionally. We're so busy in the morning. You made coffee. I had that at 7:15 in bed. That's what we start with. Anyway, but today's the day that Gabby is finally going to get spayed and get her dental, and Stewie is finally going to get his dental. Then we will have gotten through the whole crowd. Buddha went yesterday. Mad Cat. Haven't seen him this morning. When he came home, he ran down to the basement and hid under he has a little cubby under the steps. Haven't seen him. Haven't been to the basement yet either, though. So he had one extraction. He had a broken tooth. Weirdly, the same exact tooth the eggplant had broken. I don't know how these animals are breaking these teeth. So could you please recommend a grain to add to the pup loaf? How much to a batch of it? Most people use barley because barley is cooling and draining and it's low glycemic. So if I had to choose one, that's probably what it would be. And it depends how big a batch you're making. If you're making the 1 pound batch, then I would add maybe a cup of cooked barley to it. You want to cook your barley separate ahead of time. So anyway, it's a big day in the house because the dogs haven't had breakfast yet. They're not very happy about that. They're kind of all pouting. It's basically what's going on. But that's because I have to get 2 of them out of here without being fed. So the other 2 are just going to have to wait. Oh yeah, the senior deer velvet. It's the same ingredients, but they changed the tablet form, and they did that. I don't like it as much, but the manufacturer did it because we were getting too much breakage of the football shaped tablets. I like the football shaped ones because I can snap them in half really easily. The new ones in the tablet form are compressed harder, and they're just harder to deal with, but they don't break. They were getting complaints that you open a bottle, and we had a few that came in that way, particularly with the plain deer velvet joint product that's in a tablet, the veterinary line. Clients were complaining a lot about those because they'd open the bottle and basically everything would be crumbled in there, and there would be no way to tell what you were really dosing. So they changed up how they're doing everything. Teresa says she hasn't noticed any difference in the smell. I think it's just more compressed, and I think that's part of it. In our household, when we shipped everything down to the warehouse, we kept a dozen bottles or so. So we're still working with the old shaped tablets. We haven't seen the new ones yet. So, do I recommend adding sauerkraut to the pup loaf? You could. I mean, it's no different than the kimchi for the fermentation. Supporters, we're gonna do tomorrow night. Tomorrow's Friday, right?
It is Friday.
We're gonna do tomorrow night. I'm gonna make a post. Tomorrow's Friday. Yeah. I'm gonna make a post to get opinions from you guys, whether you want to do a Zoom again or whether you want to just do it on Facebook Live. I know some people had problems getting into Zoom last week, but maybe you've worked through that a little bit. So I'll make a post asking.
What sort of topic are we thinking about?
Well, I'm going to ask that too, if we want a specific topic or if we want to do an Ask Me Anything. So you guys can let me know. Would Solaris lose its efficacy using every day or fine to do so? No, you could do that. It's still any herbs, greens, grass I could plant that dogs might like to graze. What they really like is that real fine wheat grass or barley grass, basically the softer grasses. Frankly, Diane, look on the website under I think they're called pet greens or something that we have, and it'll tell you what the grasses are that are in those little containers, and you could plant some. How much fresh basil can you add to your dog's meal? Well, kind of as much as you want. It just depends what size dog, what you're using it for,
Taste issue. Some people love it,
and whether or not they like the taste. Hugh made a really, really phenomenal casserole last night with eggplant and basil and tomato and chicken. It was phenomenal. All right. You never did Zoom, but you figured it out and it was fun. Yeah, it's not that hard. Zoom, any questions? I have a couple. So maybe it looks like we want to do, I give clams all the time. Can I switch to mussels? Yeah, that's fine. So, all right. Well, maybe we'll set it up as another Zoom. I got to go in and get a Zoom link. And basically, guys, when I post it, all you have to do is click on the highlighted blue link. It'll take you right there. Okay.
We just have to make sure that we have them go directly into the room.
I tried to do that last time, and for some reason, it puts you in a waiting room and it waits for me to let you in. But P is working great for Callie. Yay! So glad to hear that. Last week you were a Zoom newbie and it was easy. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm a pretty tech dunce. Pretty much a tech dunce. And I've managed to figure it out. Did a great interview yesterday with a dog trainer from Vancouver. It was a long interview. It was like an hour and a half. I think he's going to break it up into 3 separate, but I'm looking forward to getting that link to that interview. It's a good interview. We talked about a lot of stuff. So you grew wheatgrass. Your dog refused it, snuck it in her food, and she threw it all up. Well, she knew. Yeah. I mean, they're really interesting. When I've taken herbal courses, they basically say plant a hedgerow and see what your dogs or horses go toward, because they will self-medicate with things that they know they need. Like my Doberman one time ate all my radishes. He pulled up every single one of them and ate them. Another time he pulled up all my yarrow. I was trying to plant it and he was eating it faster than I could plant it. So a lot of times they're out there foraging for what they need. So, okay. Waiting rooms for security. You can change that in settings. Yeah, I thought I did, but try again. This is the tech dunce, but we'll work on it.
We'll give it a shot.
We'll give it a shot. Okay, I got to get these kids to the office. Why the radishes? Radishes are good for stagnation. Great for stagnation. I use that a lot for liver cheese stagnation. We will put radishes. The funny thing was those radishes that we planted that year were the real spicy hot. We didn't plan on it being that way, but they were spicy hot radishes, and he didn't care. He was just snarfing them down. I could barely eat them. So, okay. All right. P. Doggone Pain, Senior Deer Velvet, and Brandon CBD Oil. Game changer in our arthritic lab, and no seizures in the last 3 weeks. It's awesome. It's really good. Any information on spotted lanternfly illness? I didn't know there was an illness. I just thought they were a horrible pest. Yeah, happy dentals. All root foods are good for dogs. For the most part. For the most part, yeah. We have a dog garden, herb garden with basil, parsley, rosemary, cilantro, some other stuff too. Hermione tries to eat the green tomatoes. I'm thinking that's not good for IBD. You know, green tomatoes are actually supposed to be a little toxic for dogs, but our Millie used to do the same thing. She would just forage, green, red. She just loved tomatoes. She's out there foraging all the time. Best gut probiotic in the UK. I don't know what you have over there, but frankly, make your own kimchi or ferment something. Anything. Root foods, that would be things like parsnips and carrots and radishes. And actually that would include potatoes and sweet potatoes. They're root foods. Yeah, rutabagas, I think those would be okay. Turnips, those are okay. I mean, I don't feed potatoes and sweet potatoes to our dogs, but certainly they can eat them. So what's that music? That is our copyrighted Breakfast with Spaniels music that we had written. It's our theme song. Okay, everybody have a great day. Got to go to work.